How you doing, guys? Okay, so happy new year for one. Okay, it is now the 1st today where I am, but if you would like a personal reading, and it will only tell you where you are on your ascension path of your timeline if you have a personal reading. Okay, if you want one, the price lines and guides are everything, and all are now updated in the description box. Okay, where I put all the songs and stuff. So I have new subscribers kind of asking, so everything will be there as well as the songs. Okay, so this is Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus and Jupiter. Okay, and it is for, because you have to look into your chart, because it all kind of means Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Jupiter. Okay, but for January 2019, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus and Jupiter for January 2019. I mean, I know a lot of you have got a lot of controlling kind of things around you at the moment, so let's hope that it's kind of better. Okay, so, well, so this is the, this is something that's not moving. Okay, this is like not moving. This is just that card that just doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of like a thought and a feeling that's not moving. Okay, so it can mean Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn, or it can mean something from the past because it's the beginning of January. Okay, it can also mean a cardinal sign or a fixed sign. Okay, so let's have a look. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Sun, Rising. January 29th. So you've got, well, holding on to, someone's holding on to the past of something that was not moving. It wasn't really going anywhere. Someone is, see, this is what I always say to people, you know, sometimes the hardest thing to ever do is forgive yourself, but when you can do that, you can master anything. Okay, but when people hold on to things, like this is kind of like the blame game or destruction or anything, it keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck. So this is karma card. This is someone that is just not opening up, but they're not giving you anything. This is just kind of like, well, I'm just not prepared to do anything other than just do this. I'm just going to stay as I am. Everything has always been extremely slow. It's never moved anywhere. It's never got anywhere. I've always just kind of felt stuck, stagnant, never got anywhere, nothing, because someone's always been stuck and stagnant in their own way, very controlling, just doesn't want to open up. They come and they take something, because this is a taking card. I come, I take your finances, your money, I drain you, and I make you feel stuck because you're stuck with me, because I'm stuck with you, because you're free willingly giving, but I'm free willingly taking. So as a mirror flip of a lesson, it means that when things and people are really stuck and they don't never change, because this is a non-changing card as well, things don't never change because people are taking your change. They're taking your home, your family, your career. They just don't want to change. It depends on what it represents with clarifying cards, but someone's not aligning themselves with their self. This can be them, it can be you, and it can be family, and it can be friends, and it can be soul groups. Okay, but it's something that has been stuck. It needs release. So something that's extremely slow in you, it means that if it's you, then things need to gain pace. Okay, you need to gain pace of what you learn. If it's someone else, it means that they're not moving and they're not changing and they're staying exactly the same as what they are, because they're just slow at learning. They're slow at the past. They're slow at, well, they're probably fast at taking, but they're slow at progressing of anything that's just the same. It's just someone that's just stuck. Okay. Let's see, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. So you've got, wow, you've got the Ten of Cups, so you've got an ending and a beginning. Okay, so what is a feeling if it's left empty? refillable. So what you do is you pick yourself of gaining yourself through, if something was stuck and stagnant, okay, so this can be two different energies. This can be something from the past that was so slow melodical, wasn't gaining momentum, held you back, because that's a holding back. I'm holding you back karmically, holding you back, making you feel also on a mirror flip of what you've learned from them, which is nothing, because it's not ever got anywhere basically, or you are learning because you're going into an ending but a beginning of 10. So as a mirror flip of someone not learning and keeping things stuck and stagnant, you're learning about release, hopefully, of karma, of people that have kept you feeling stuck and stagnant and trapped. And if that's to do with narcissism, because these are also both controlling cards too, it also means that if you learn from them, which is mean that I need to release and I need to drop because you're not supposed to be there, because you're supposed to go your own way, okay, of ascension, okay, then what you do is you learn through release. Because this is also, I mean, I've got Gemini moon and I have family and things, and so you release that. You just kind of, you don't pay attention to that. I'll do things on narcissism, and I have done. Okay, also there is something on my channel that I kind of update on my description page, and I put a bit of a laugh up. It was phone jacker, okay, but that's how much confusing someone can be. It's just a bit of a laugh, but I won't go into that. I've changed it now, but it is there for you to have a bit of a laugh. That is British kind of humour, sort of a channel that used to be on the TV. But this is like, you know, when you learn universal energy, you find that abundance within yourself. So this is where your feelings and your emotions start to create happiness and abundance and joy. You refill yourself, and then you find the perfect pair of the two that give you the same back as emotional value. Love and respect for yourself, to know that your self-worth, your self-belief, yourself, everything, you refill yourself. And when you refill yourself, you find a reflection of a partner that gives you the same thing back, because it's a 10. It means that depending on where you are on your timeline, if you forgot the past, because I know Geminis have been going through a lot of controlling stuff, if you forgot the past and that kind of happened, then what you get is this kind of reflection of where we break that chain of release, which is your past life karma. The only way you deal with that, right, and people say, oh no, but you need to do this to break a chain. The way you break a chain is by energy and effort, the real way, okay? Don't be doing this chucking piss to a fire and all that sort of stuff. The way that you manifest, okay, clearly and honestly, is through the truth of yourself, and you cut away the truth of yourself. When you do that, you cut away the darkness, okay? So as an ascension, when you meet someone new or anything like that, if you have someone new or you don't, if you're just still stuck in a bowl of soup, that's you're going to need to probably learn more, okay? If you're not, when you have an ascension of someone new, okay, so someone that you meet that makes you probably feel like this, okay, what happens is that when you pull this way towards the light, this is the work. When you pull towards that feeling of what that is, because that's complete and utter abundance, an emotional abundance, okay, of self that reflects it back to another self. This is also like a soulmate kind of energy card, okay. So then what happens is as you pull that way, this negative karmic energy that's controlling, that wants to keep you stuck and not have that happy home life and family with someone that you want, because they don't want you to have that. They want you to stay like that, but then come and go of just, well, nothing's ever happened, nothing ever will. I just want to take from you, okay? Take from the home life, take from the happiness, drain your emotions, drain your feelings, and take all that from you, because I'm just going to stay the way I am. But when you move this way, I'm going to move that way, and it's a chain that will just keep going that way, okay? But when you persist on going this way towards the light, you're going up. So you're learning through your karma, but you're walking through this kind of period. You're learning to go this way, and then this person follows, okay? But how you break that chain is when you meet the light person or the new person, you continue to walk this way, and the light blinds, as a pair of a two, blinds the dark. So the dark eventually, over time, that still doesn't exist, so it's still yet kind of unseen, but it's true because it's like ascension of light through karma, through past life. How you break that chain is that the strength and energy is what I was saying. Through the hardest thing to ever do is forgive yourself, and the refillable part, okay, is that when you feel your true emotions with someone new, you continue to walk this way, and you break that chain naturally without chucking piss to a fire or whatever people kind of made say. Oh, this is how you manifest. This is how you do things naturally. It's a natural flow. This is how it makes you feel natural, and that you become less guarded and less defensive through past life regression that's made you feel like that. That's how you then open up and become that, and how they form then as a mirror flip of they fall that way and you fall this way. So you eventually, over time, it breaks, because this light overshines this darkness. It's ascension of dark and light, of restriction, of control. Okay? So I don't know where that came from, but that just kind of came out. So, yeah, and then communication. See, communication is key. It's universal energy. It's, you know, I've said this so many times in my channel. I mean, this is also listening, you know, listening, but it's also action. It's kind of like people that don't have, if they have such confusing energy of bah, 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 fucking bah, ah, if they have all that energy that's real fast and like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm just going to keep you stuck, I just want to know, bah, bah. That's that controlling energy, right? So this is how you figure out where you are on your path, okay? But as a universal energy of what we're saying through the mirror flip of the light, okay, what you learn through that is that communication is key, that you don't communicate with a narcissist. If they're extremely controlling, you don't tell them that you're doing it, you do it silently. Okay, so they don't know, because if they know, they'll stop you because they want to be dependent on you because they're not independent. And they never will. If they're very controlling and narcissistic, they can't be controlling. You think that narcissism all stem, and I've dealt with so much with narcissism in my past, with friends and stuff, okay, and family. But you learn that it doesn't matter what you do or what you say. Straight away, within a couple of minutes, there's an argument kicking off. Straight away, it doesn't matter what you do, what you say. It's not good enough. I just want to take something. Okay. So through that mirror flip of that, what you learn is not to be like that, because you're learning not to be like that, because that's not. So then you learn to communicate and realize that ascension of communication is key, and that's how you create opportunity, and that's why it knocks. Okay. So then you create and you manifest and you create abundance with someone else or something or anything, because this is an ascension of 10, so it's hard work. So then the communication breaks down the barriers of yourself then, of what you would be learning through that. You would learn that someone keeps you like that, and then you learn through ascension of like opening up the mind chakra, and you're having awakenings. You could have had awakenings. Okay, you align yourself with yourself and realize, well, I'm not letting someone keep me stuck because someone else makes me feel unstuck. It's the glue that binds you. The glue that binds you is you. Okay, so it's a mirror flip of light and dark. So then you communicate, and it breaks down the barriers of yourself. Forget the past. Your new self becomes open, and then you create abundance of an ending and a beginning, of ascension, joy, prosperity, hope, love, abundance, family, creation, home life, stability. Okay, so Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or Jupiter. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for January 2019. What else can you tell me? January 2019. So we have the star card, which is Aquarius, which is detoxing from the past. Detoxing. Someone could be completely stuck in their way, stagnant, and like over emotional and detoxing from drugs and alcohol, or trying to, or not, because that's not. That's kind of not. So, well, I'm getting some messages now. So that's not, because that's not moving. That's not detoxing. That's just like, no, I don't care. I'm not detoxing. Okay. And that can be over emotional and aloof. Okay. And I haven't found my wish fulfillment at all, because I'm just controlling and I'm just staying in my way. So it's still also like an opportunity of healing card too, because this is like religion. This is like back in the day of Adam and Eve and Lilith. Okay. Ascension of 3. Okay. But Adam and Eve and Lilith also form numerology, because there was Adam, Eve, Lilith, and then there was Lilith got cast out as evil, okay, and then there was just Adam and Eve, and then Adam and Eve gave birth to Cain and Abel, okay. Cain killed Abel, and it went back to 3, so it always goes to prime time. So this is kind of a religious card of past life regression, of where it learns us to detox from people that keep us stuck. We don't feel stuck, okay? It just makes you feel stuck and people keep you stuck. This is why it's kind of a past life thing too, because the past is supposed to stay in the past, but the future is supposed to be written within a wish fulfillment of what you really want, of what reflects within the 10, okay? So then what we do is that we realize that we are detoxing from the past, we're forgetting the past, and we're moving forward as an ascension, okay? And then, wow, so you've got Wheel of Fortune. So it means, so on the mirror flip, if someone is stuck, what they do is they pull you back. They pull you back in the timeline. So they pull you back into illusion, because this can be someone that's illusional and delusional and just stuck, okay? So if they are, what they do is they're very codependent on keeping you stuck. So when they know that you're breaking the chain of ascension, through a reflection of family interrogated things of narcissism where they don't change, it's just you end up thinking, okay, well, I need to care for them because I'm a caring person, okay? So you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and you realise that you're not Superman or Batman, right? That you can't save anyone but yourself, okay? So what happens is that you learn basically through that is that it should be independent, is that someone should be independent of you, because you can only become independent when you don't have anyone to rely on. So you only learn a lesson through that. Some people don't, and they go backwards. Okay, if you learn from that, you go forwards and you ride the wheel of ascension. That's why you find then the 10, because that's also a 10. So that's an ending from the past and an ending and a creation of the beginning. So you lot are playing the Gemini game again, man. You need to, like, you know, get your head straight, right? Or some people do. Or don't, you know. I mean, I have a Gemini moon, I have a Gemini mother. So write that one up. So let's have a look. So you've got 6 of Cups. So that's reflection. So that's, see, people also say soulmate stuff, okay, but that is also like childish, or children, or it involves children, or it involves the past. It also means childhood issues from the past. So okay, so that story of what we were saying. So that is someone that has complete childhood issues of the past, okay? They could have maybe someone that they're interested in is an Aquarius, maybe, or Aquarius is in that bowl of soup somewhere, within their chart maybe, okay? Or you have it in yours, okay? Or the fact that their parent could have been an Aquarius, okay? And it formed that ascension of one cycle of this, which is a reflection. It reflects itself back as that way, which is stuck, reflecting, stuck. Stuck, reflecting, stuck, stagnant, reflecting, the same. I'll stay the same, that's the same. Okay? So that's one or a few stories. But then as a whole story, it could come out differently depending on the rest of your month or where you are or the clarifying cards. But the story before the clarifying cards is also a story. And the clarifying cards become more of a story of something else. That's why it relates to fucking loads of people as ascension of one, cycle one. You can't just relate to, I try to put it back to one story to relate to people, but sometimes you get downloads of messages of where you have to give everybody messages. This is why not everybody will be on the same path. So someone's waiting or wanting, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, Gemini, for January. Yeah, so someone has walked away from the past. Someone's wait, because this is kind of like broadening your spectrums and wanting your ships to come in, but it's kind of like, well, how long is a piece of string, and how long do we wait, and how long do things happen? So through that stagnant energy, you know, you can also have like, so let's see, so you've got someone from the past looking at someone waiting, okay, but then you've also got someone walking away from their past as well, because this is also like the soulmate card. So this is kind of like pulling away. This is walking away from the past in order to, because what happens is you take a fool's journey and then you go and wish upon a star and it comes back down as yourself, which is Gemini, okay? But this is also like roadkill. This is like, for fuck's sake, man, how many fucking times do I have to keep going for the same bullshit within my whole life ascension of what this should be teaching you, okay? Which is like, every time I walk away, I get run over by some fucking idiot in my life, maybe, okay? So then you come back to build something up that's built from the past, but the cups actually have nothing inside them. So it's empty feelings of yourself that keep your vibration low, of where your vibration attracts in that happiness of something, okay? So then you always choose like yourself as a reflection of someone that's good and not bad. So you realise that when you take that fool's journey, you have to walk away from the past completely in order to become and gain more clarity of yourself. Because you need to then realise is that not everybody is fucking narcissistic and controlling, and that there are actually decent people out there. But it takes me, in order to forget my past and forget all the built up stuff that was in it, to walk away to find someone new. Okay, so the past stays in the past, and what you do is you walk away and you find the other 2 of cups that add to this 8. Okay, so that is then where you have that which is below that, which is the 10. Okay, so you have that, trying to situate this around as a reading, but I'm getting confused with cards, but that's the 8 and the 10, so you've got something good there. So it's kind of like as a reflection of everything, a bit like a waiting kind of game, but then you've got like walking away from somebody that was waiting and keeping things stuck, and then you've got a walking away energy, but then you've gone from like the 8 to the 10, which is happiness. Okay, so what else can you tell me for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Okay, so wow, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune back out again, and then we've got, I don't know where I'm going with this spread. Have one more card, please. So the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, now the Wheel of Fortune is an old TV show in Britain. It was. Okay, they used to spin that wheel. And, well, what was my prize? What was my prize? It depended on where it landed. Okay. So, it's universal balance and energy. You know, you can steer the direction of your path, of where you're supposed to be, because it's written. So, it's soulmate energy. You have that. Because Aquarius is also soulmate energy. 6 of Cups is, and the Wheel of Fortune is. It means destined fate events. Okay. It means something from the past has been destined and fated in order for you to learn that as well. Okay, learn through what we've gone through with that story. If you're riding the Wheel of Ascension and you've done that, then you get the Wheel of Fortune of where it goes in your favour. Okay, if you're still stuck on the past of things that have made you feel that way, okay, through the Ascension of someone being stuck, because this is a card reading of general of everything. If you're still stuck on that and still stuck and you feel like you're completely stuck and you haven't found the light of day, then, like I said at the beginning, the Wheel of Fortune pulls you backwards and you go backwards and then you become blind. So that can end up being like the 2 of Swords. You're imbalanced between someone that's imbalanced between keeping you stuck, and you're imbalanced because they're unbalanced and they're not supposed to be in your life because they want someone else, but then they want you. They want someone else and then they want you, and they want someone else and then they want you. That keeps you stuck, them stuck. You can't think, you can't breathe, you feel, oh, God, I can't breathe. Okay, that'll probably be a song, Breathe by... Need to breathe. Okay, need to breathe. So you probably need to breathe. You've probably been doing meditation, trying to work on yourself, breathing techniques, meditation, healing, cleansing. Okay, you can use things like this, is what I use as well, because I have to, because I always have to remain open. Always have to remain open when you're clairvoyant. You can't, you have no choice. But sage, okay, looks a bit like a reefer, but it's not. Right, but or it could be smoking weed. Yeah, maybe. But that's, you know, that's from the earth, so, you know, people do that. Okay, but that is kind of like balancing out your emotions and your feelings from what we've kind of gone through. So it depends on where you are on your ascension path. If you're still stuck on the past, you're going to stay that way because it'll pull you backwards. So then you've got someone maybe have Leo in the chart. So this can be your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or somewhere in your chart. Okay, anywhere. It depends on what house it is in your chart that means that it's for, what it represents, and what kind of person that you are within the star alignment of you. Okay, or they could be involved in a Leo, or you can, or it's somewhere within that, or it means basically strength. Okay, but this does represent Leo. So you have an Aquarius and Leo too. Okay, now strength is what I was saying through that, what that takes as an energy, through that separation of avoidance of that ascension path. It takes strength of sacrifice. You have to realise, in order to rebuild myself and my life, if my life has been kept stuck and stagnant and that it's never ever got anywhere, that's because you've never ever sacrificed anything. That also means parts of yourself, of what you learn through that over time. Okay, hopefully that you do. If you don't, then you go backwards. But then what that takes to break that chain is what we were saying, through walking towards the light and not the dark. So you'll start to learn about your Seven of Cups energy, which is your karma and your dharma of your Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so mine are all stuck, which is Leo, okay, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, okay, either way. But they're all fixed. So that's like a Wheel of Fortune that's destined and fated in order for me to do. So I'm kind of coming up in my own moon reading. Okay, so that's kind of like there for me. But that's what that means. It means that things are kind of like, you know, even flow. I mean, I used to teach or learn Wing Chun, and that was all about the fighting without fighting, the art of fighting without fighting. Okay, I learned a lot through that. Because, believe it or not, Bruce Lee used to have a life path number 7, and so did Muhammad Ali, right? And Stephen Hawking's, right? Life path number 7. And that was all about astrology and fighting. And what was the saying? Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, which meant air, free, equality, okay? Bruce Lee was like, be water, my friend, and that kind of stuff, okay? But it was all about motion of, like, not fighting without fighting. You can't fight because it doesn't get you anywhere, because it's the blame game. You blame people through realizing that what happens through ascension of what goes around comes around is the fact that you was doing it to someone else before in the past life. So you come here to undo what you feel of why you blame them, but you don't know because you're not spiritually awakened. When you do and you become a healer, you realize that somehow that plays out of where you've come here to experience. Well, why would you want to carry on hurting someone that hurt you before? Okay, so to break that chain altogether, to stop that from happening, when you have an awakening, you realize that that's karmic partner that keeps you stuck timeline after timeline after timeline. So to break that complete ascension, you have to start to walk towards the light in order to create a timeline of now of where you presently are, of light, of happiness, joy, fulfillment. That's the Wheel of Fortune. That's basically what that explains. It takes great strength in order for sacrifice, because we are the great sacrifice of ourselves, of God, Lucifer, and all us that live all presently of one ascension of dark and light. Restriction, pull, control. We learn to release control and walk towards the light of forwardness between our karma and our dharma and our forward path of destiny. If you want fame and fortune and things in your life, or happiness or joy or prosperity, as a 10, then you walk towards the light. If you don't, well, then you blame someone else and you stay put in it. You can't change anyone else, and you can't force anyone to do anything. You have to learn that they need to be independent of you. Okay, so you go forth strongly and you scream like a lion and you walk forward regardless. Okay. Well, because someone was probably very deceptive in the past. This is also a return, okay? A karmic return or a dharmic return means that your north and south node of your karmic wheel, okay, means that when you break the ascension of a wheel, okay, some people get a karmic return, meaning a returning of an energy of like, well, they've been completely and utterly deceptive in my life for a very long time. So then what they will get is the Two of Swords, of where they will always remain stuck if that's what they want to do. So their karmic return for that was that we will stay stuck then. You'll be stuck, okay, if you remain deceptive. But if you don't, and you understand and you walk forward yourself and you find strength and you walk forward through to the light, then you get a return too of a reward, because this is also rewarding. It's returning and a rewarding. But it's also a thief. It's also someone always returns in order to steal more of your energy or more of your money, or it depends where you are within your deceptiveness or not, your path. So it means that you can either receive a reward or you can receive dharma or karma. Okay. So that's kind of the overall energy, but not. So let's have a look at the Wheel of Fortune. What's the Wheel of Fortune talking about? The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So there you go. Happiness, prosperity, joy, the twin flame card. Strong connection of stability. That's why it kind of means that, because the 11-11, but soulmate. But you've got someone around you that's definitely feeling strong and passionate, wish fulfillment and love, but you've also got someone around you that feels completely stuck and stagnant. Okay? But we'll see. But this is kind of like someone that can build, like a home at the background, a family, a life, like something stable, a builder, a creator, okay, a home, everything. It's just a creation of 11 basically, but 2 at 4. Okay, but because that represents that 2, the Wheel of Fortune, that means that it's destined and fated for you to meet someone in January or well whenever, but it's kind of like that's what that is. It's destined and fated for you to actually have happiness and joy in the home life or something that you're creating or building creatively or with someone. Okay, so let's have a look. What else have we got? The star. Let's have a look at the star. Please tell me more about the star. Why is the star here? The star. The star, thank you. Wow. So, wow. So this can mean, so justice means that you get your karmic justice if you do your work. If you haven't, they receive their dharma and karma. Remember what I was saying through dharma and karma? They receive their judgment and you receive justice. It depends where you are. Okay, but this can also mean Libra too, but it's not come out, but that's just kind of something that I'm talking about. But so what you have is a mixed up load of energy. So this is my 3 lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. Okay, so that'll also be your song or part of it. But this is 3 lost souls swimming in a bosh. What? 3 lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. This is like the King of Cups. So 1 foot is in completely over emotional, drained, drinking, taking drugs, and aloof. That's why this means aloof. Aloof with my emotions, aloof with my feelings. I don't give a fuck because I don't even know what they are. I don't really care. I'm just going to cause chaos. Okay, so that's the cup that he's holding. Doesn't really care and it's kind of loose. This is also a water sign in the middle that's kind of like looking between the two, but is very kind of like indecisive, but kind of looking, thinking, feeling, but also very structured in its way because it's also very open. But then you also have another water sign, this one, which is completely stable and committed to what he feels too, and he holds his own torch too. So you have a torch a flame for someone. That's what I just picked up. You have a torch of a flame for someone. Okay, could have gone out for the past and it needs reigniting. Okay. So that's where you have the 3 of Cups, but it kind of, well, so what you've got is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, which is overflow of emotion and feeling. Overflow, emotion and feeling. Okay, so if we stick with the same story that was before, you've got 1 water sign or Aquarius in the mix, or anyone really. But within the 3 lost souls swimming in a bowl of soup, you've got 1 that's completely over emotional and not sturdy, and 1 that is, or it's somewhere within people's chart. But then you've got a love offer, which is opportunity. So, well, this means whether you're conflicted or not, gems, this is kind of like opportunity. Opportunity knocks, but it's kind of like an opportunity to do something, okay? But what I was explaining through someone just for a private reading, okay, through opportunities in life. So when you're self-aware, right, when you're self-aware, you realise that the small things in life create bigger things. 10. Small things in life create the bigger things. Opportunities can come in many different forms that if we're not self-aware, we don't see them. That's why it's called an opportunity of an offering from someone that's offering something, but you're not self-aware enough in order to give it or receive it. Okay? So that when you become self-aware, self-reliant, you can realise that you can hold yourself up and that you're completely emotionally stable. That's why that's kind of within the king too. So that when you realise that you start to see the small things in life that create bigger things, bigger opportunities. Things grow within Ascension. You grow, they grow, you grow together, or you grow whichever way loose, okay? But this is also a healer, this is like the spirit guide, and it drops through, it detoxifies the whole past, and it creates an ascension of opportunities. But then what happens is that when you start, so this can be anything, this can be like more subscribers and stuff like that, but when you really appreciate people and you appreciate the smaller things, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because like when we're children, okay, we realise that the smaller things, that if we weren't grateful for them, that we got a smack at the fucking ear hole, and that you need to be more respective, okay, more loyal, okay, more open to receiving of what you've got, because it took us a lot of hard work and effort in order to get what we did get you, okay. So when you learn that, you learn to see the small things in life, and they become opportunity then of bigger and brighter future with someone, with things. It doesn't matter. That's just what it means as an opportunity. It's a calling, because that's what's being offered from the universe. It's kind of saying, well, it's time it's time we're offering you that as an ascension of an energy, so that's what's felt, so then you have that, you see. But then you also have that free lost soul stuff. But it can also mean an old commitment, a new commitment, or an old marriage or marriage as well. That's someone that you want to marry and that you can marry because it's law. Okay, so it's also law of attraction. It's also karmic law, and it's also law that could have been something to do with this. Okay, because it's justice. It's what happens within law, but it also spiritually happens within karmic law too. Whoa, fucking hell, James, you lot are giving me a run for my money. I haven't done a reading in a couple of days apart from private ones, so I'm kind of going with the flow of things at the moment. And it is the new year, right? I don't know if you lot have felt any release, but it's the first of the first today. So if I didn't say Happy New Year from Michael Fish. So within the Ten of Cups, you've got the Empress. So someone... So this is like the Earth Mother. This can be feminine and masculine, feminine or masculine. This is like the Earth Mother. It's very caring, nurturing, giving, supplying, giving, and then just kind of like, just likes to kind of like, she does things separately too, but she's a creator as well apart from the Emperor, okay? But it's just someone that's like abundant. It's just somebody that can be an Earth Mother or Earth Father because it's kind of masculine and feminine really. Because I always relate it to Prince Charles and Lady Diana, in a way, but the Empress is just someone that has children, wants children, can create a family, a home structure, stability, emotions, feelings. There's just a lot of love and feeling there. There is. I'm picking that up. You know, there is. Doesn't necessarily represent. Someone could be watching someone doing that or thinking that they want someone like that, or communication. All communication's needed. That's what that is. It's a communication card. What else? Let's have a look at Leo, the strength. What's strength talking about? Strength. So you've got the Hermit card, which is inner reflection and guidance and a guide. It can be depression, this, because it's kind of like looking down. I need to look down at things and just kind of like, well, the fuck am I going to get out of this? I really don't know. So the guiding light that's in front is the guide, and it's loyal. Okay, it's also loyalty, but it's also finding the loyalty within yourself, because it's the Hermit and it's inner wisdom and guidance of yourself, of where you've probably done a lot of inner reflection of yourself. Okay, and that you now want to go forth and you want travel overseas, you want to go overseas, you want to broaden your horizons, you want to take this one wand and create things with it. You know, it's because it's action oriented, but it's also action is also needed because it's clarified with strength and the Hermit, which means in order to actually create anything or do anything, you have to have action behind your words and your thoughts and your feelings. So your inner reflection has somehow found a lot of strength in order for you to start to create and feel and want again, and all that kind of, you know, emotion, feeling. Or it could just have something to do with a Leo and Virgo communicating across the sea, or wanting to go across the sea, or waiting. Can mean collaborating somehow. Because the Hermit is also a waiting card. It's a bit of a strange energy. Let's have a look at the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Wow, this has gone on for 40 minutes. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Please tell me more about the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. So you've got something to do with Scorpio. The Eight of Cups. Too many. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Whoa. So we've got we've got a few energies. So someone, can be a narcissistic card, or this can be a passion card. This can be someone that's been steaming in, right, wanting sex, wanting attention. Okay, leapfrogging. This is also leapfrogging. This is what I was saying about fucking hell. All you've done is you've come and you've go. You've done nothing but you've come and then you've go. You've come and you've go. Probably, yeah, sex and probably just come and go. But this is kind of an energy that passes through you in order to make you feel like you need to walk away, because it can be a narcissistic card. On a good energy, this is just feeling passionate about someone again. Okay, this is like you want something new and fresh, and this is like a fresh, new energy of someone that's passionate and creative. But you want to kind of like, you want something passionate with them. Okay, from like what we went over with the story of the old and the new. But this also can be a narcissistic card that makes you feel like you need to walk away from someone that's not committed and that just doesn't stay. They just kind of come in for a couple of minutes, or come out, or come for a couple of whatevers, and then they fucking go. They come for a couple of drinks and then they're off, you know, or whatever. You know, they just don't stay. It goes through. So bend up or bend over. Yeah, and it could have been someone that just takes. Take. I want the truth, nothing but the truth. Ba 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 ba. You know, I'm guarded. I don't want to know. I'm out. You know, stuck energy kind of thing. But you have a few different things around your gems. Depends on where you are. But I'm going to leave it there because there's not a lot of. There's no major accounts that kind of need clarifying. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for a second. Your songs will be in the description. Private readings, all the info will be in the description. I'm going to update hopefully through monthlies, weeklies, or whatever I get around to doing. Okay, all right, guys. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Cheers, peace, bye.